Hello and welcome back to Character Conversions, where I try to bring fictional characters to life in D&D. Today is a build request from Arenan Steelpelt, the coquettish and mysterious Umbra Witch, Bayonetta. Now my experience with this particular character is watching a friend play the game back in high school, so let's see how well I can do. For stats we'll be using the standard array of the player's handbook. Strength will be 8, Bayonetta is actually quite strong, but this is a D&D, not a video game. Dexterity will be 14. Bayonetta is clearly very agile and acrobatic, and a master of bullet arts. Constitution will be 13, to give us an okay boost to hit points. Intelligence will be 10, we aren't unintelligent, but I don't think high intelligence is necessary for this build. Wisdom will be 12, despite the glasses, we are very perceptive. Finally, Charisma is 15, this will be our primary stat and what we use to determine the strength of our magic. For race, Bayonetta is half Lumen Sage and half Umbra Witch, but will still technically human. So for this build, we will be going with Variant Human. We'll increase our Charisma and Constitution by 1 each to 16 and 14 respectively. For a skill, we'll pick up Acrobatics, and for a feat, we will grab Warcaster. This will give us advantage on Constitution saves to maintain concentration on spells, and we can perform somatic components even while wielding a weapon or shield in both hands. When a hostile creature provokes an opportunity attack from us, we can use our reaction to cast a spell rather than make an opportunity attack. For background, I was having some trouble picking this one. The Lumen Sages are obviously sages, but the Umbra Witches, while their counterparts seem to be more combat focused. I mean, they all wield guns apparently. I'm going to go with Acolyte for this build. This will give us Insight and Religion as skill proficiencies. We gain 2 more languages, of which we will choose Celestial and Abyssal. We also gain the Shelter of the Faithful feature, but if we're going for a Bayonetta style character, there is only one other member of our order left, so this is unlikely to come up too often. In order to gain their power, all Umbra Witches make a pact with an infernal demoness to sponsor them and allow them to improve their power. This sounds like Warlock to me. This gives us a D8 hit die, proficiency with light armor as well as simple weapons, proficiency with wisdom and charisma saves, and for skills we'll pick up Arcana and Religion. At first level, we need to choose our patron. Though Umbra Witches make deals with demons, we aren't choosing Fiend. We'll be going with Hexblade. This gives us Hexblade's Curse, allowing us to curse someone within 30 feet as a bonus action, and we gain a bonus to damage equal to our proficiency bonus, and also crit on a 19 to 20. If the cursed target dies, we regain hit points equal to our Warlock level plus our Charisma modifier. Next we gain Hex Warrior. This gives us proficiency with medium armor, shields, and martial weapons. After finishing a long rest, we can select a weapon that we are proficient with that lacks a 2-handed property, and we're now able to use our Charisma modifier in place of Strength or Dexterity. Our Pact Magic grants us 2 cantrips and 2 first level spells this level. For cantrips, we'll be taking Eldritch Blast and Friends. Eldritch Blast will be used to represent our guns, as is becoming standard here, and Friends is just to kind of fluff up Bayonetta's sex appeal and her ability to get others to do what she wants. For first level spells, we will grab Shield to boost our defense, and Charm Person for similar reasons to Friends. Second level Warlocks gain 2 Eldritch Invocations. Our first one will be Armor of Shadows, allowing us to cast Mage Armor at will. We can flavor this as using our hair to form our clothes. I do believe that is what Bayonetta does. Our second invocation will of course be Agonizing Blast, allowing us to add our Charisma modifier to the damage of our Eldritch Blast. We gain an additional first level spell, let's go with Wrathful Smite. This allows us to add a d6 of psychic damage to any melee attack and force a wisdom save, or the target is frightened. We won't be doing too many melee attacks as we are Eldritch Blast focused. But next level we will be able to conjure weapons, so it is good to be able to up the damage if we find ourselves needing to make melee attacks. Third level Warlocks choose their Pact boon. We'll be going with Pact of the Blade. The TLDR is that we can conjure a melee weapon that we are proficient with and change it each time, so we can make katanas, scythes, axes, etc. The damage will count as magic, and so long as it lacks a 2-handed property we can use our Charisma modifier for the attack and damage rolls because of Hex Warrior. For our first second level spell, we will grab Hold Person. Nothing beats being able to stop a foe in their tracks and then really lay down the hurt on them. Fourth level Warlocks gain an ability score improvement. We will dump this into our Charisma, raising it to an 18. We also gain an additional cantrip this level. We will grab Mage Hand. Flavor it as using our hair to reach things far away or trigger traps. Our second level spell this level will be Misty Step, allowing us to teleport 30 feet without provoking attacks of opportunity. What some might consider a staple for any spellcaster, is also a good way to represent Bayonetta's high speed. At 5th level, we gain an additional Eldritch Invocation. Let's grab Beguiling Influence. This gives us proficiency with the Deception and Persuasion skills. For a 3rd level spell, we will pick up Counterspell. We don't have a lot of spell slots right now, but it is good to know that we can nope a dangerous spell when we need to. 6th level Warlocks gain Accursed Spectre. This is actually one reason I wanted to stop at 5th level in Warlock, because this Necromancy ability didn't seem to fit the character. But there are still some spells to get from Warlock that I feel are necessary for the build. If you can get your GM to instead let you take the Shadowhound from the UA version, maybe do that. But for now, Accursed Spectre lets you raise a creature you have slain as a Spectre once per long rest. It gains temporary hit points equal to your Warlock level, has its own turn, and gains a bonus on attack rolls equal to your Charisma modifier. As an Umbra Witch, Bayonetta is capable of summoning various demons, so for a 3rd level spell, we will pick up Summon Lesser Demons. This allows us to summon anywhere from 2 to 8 demons based on a d6 roll of anywhere from CR 1/4 to CR 1. As a 7th level Warlock, we gain an additional Eldritch Invocation. For this I say let's pick up Lance of Lethargy. Now once on each of our turns, when we hit a creature with our Eldritch Blast, we can reduce their speed by 10 feet until the end of our next turn. I don't know if Bayonetta actually shoots people in the leg, but hey, now we can anyway. We gain a 4th level spell this level, and to continue building on what we did last level, we will now pick up Summon Greater Demon. This will allow us to summon a demon of CR 5 or lower, such as a Shadow Demon or Balgora. It has its own turns, but it makes a Charisma save at the end of each of its turns to try and break free of you. Bit of a double-edged sword, but will hopefully be at range firing at enemies anyway. 8th level Warlock sees us gaining another ability score improvement. We will once again be dropping it into our Charisma, raising it to a 20. For our 4th level spell, we will grab Dimension Door to give us a bit more distance than Misty Step can cover. Now I could probably do the rest of the build entirely in Warlock, but I want to expand our magic abilities. With that in mind, we will be jumping over to Sorcerer, a Charisma caster to keep the theme in place. I feel like Shadow Sorcerer might fit best, but I also don't want this to just feel too much like my a la carte build, so instead we will be using Divine Soul. We are half Lumen Sage after all. This gives us a d6 hit die and Divine Magic. This allows us to pick spells from either the Cleric or Sorcerer spell list. In addition, we choose an affinity and gain a spell that doesn't count against our number of spells known. We're an Umbra Witch, so let's go with Chaos, granting us the Bane spell. Next we gain Favored by the Gods. Now once per short or long rest, if we fail a saving throw or miss with an attack, we can roll 2d4 and add it to the total, possibly changing the outcome. 1st level Sorcerers gain 4 cantrips. We have our chosen attack cantrip, so we will round out our base a bit and take Dancing Lights, Message, Prestidigitation, and True Strike. For our 2 1st level spells, we will take Jump and Featherfall, spells that tend to be key for any anime or video game inspired characters. Our 2nd level in Sorcerer grants us our Font of Magic. We now have a number of sorcery points equal to our level. Using flexible casting, we can turn a spell slot into sorcery points and vice versa. Likely what we will be using our Warlock spell slots for a lot since we recover them on a short rest. For our 1st level spell this level, we will grab Cure Wounds. We have access to cleric spells, so why the hell not be able to heal ourselves like this? After all, Bayonetta is apparently able to heal herself in her Umbra Climax and Sirius modes. 3rd level Sorcerer gains Meta Magic. We get to choose 2 Meta Magic options, of which we will be choosing Distance Spell and Quicken Spell. We also get to choose a 2nd level spell. We will choose Blur. This makes us harder to hit and can be one of several ways we tap into Witch Time. At 12th level, we gain our next ability score improvement. We will be dropping this into our Dexterity, raising it to a 16. For our 2nd level spell this level, we will pick up Enhance Ability. Bayonetta is kinda great at everything, so this will at least allow us to get advantage on any checks we need to when we need it. 13th level, and our 5th level in Sorcerer is just a single 3rd level spell. We will pick Fly. There are some fights that Bayonetta sprouts a pair of wings to kick some airborne ass, so this will cover that for us. 14th level grants us Empowered Healing. Now once per turn, whenever we or an ally within 5 feet rolls die to determine hit points restored, we can spend 1 sorcery point to re-roll any number of those dice, so long as we aren't incapacitated. For our 3rd level spell choice, we will of course be picking up Haste. What better way to represent speeding ourselves up with Witch Time? At 15th level, we gain a 4th level spell. We will grab Polymorph. Bayonetta's Beast Within ability allows her to transform into various animals after all. At 16th level, we gain another ability score improvement. Once again, it's all going into Dex, raising it to an 18. For our 4th level spell pick, I feel Freedom of Movement from the Cleric spell list is a good choice. We will use Witch Time to ensure nothing ever slows us down. At 17th level, we gain a 5th level spell. We're going to choose Telekinesis. Bayonetta has superhuman strength, allowing her to throw a satellite at someone. While our 8 isn't going to be doing that, Telekinesis puts us in the ballpark. 18th level, we gain an additional metamagic option. Really, I think you can grab whatever tickles your fancy here. Personally, I'm going to grab Subtle Spell, as this is one of my favorites. We also gain an additional 5th level spell. Let's grab Greater Restoration from the Cleric spell list. It's a good spell to have on hand. 19th level sees us gaining a 6th level spell, and also our last spell. I decided to go with Heal from the Cleric list as a means to just ensure we can keep going for the long haul in battle. 20th level, our capstone for this build is just an ability score improvement, for which we will be using it to cap our dexterity at 20. End result sees us with an 18 AC using Mage Armor, 23 with Shield in a pinch. We average out to 121 hit points, and using Eldritch Blast we can deal an average of 40 damage in one round, and this is up to 64 with Hexblade's Curse. And when you consider that we crit on a 19 to 20, our odds of increasing damage go up as well. Though our hit points aren't the best, we can summon demons between our enemy and ourselves and keep blasting away at them from safety, in addition to being able to heal ourselves to keep us in the fight longer. For out of combat, we also have the Deception and Persuasion skills to help us operate as the party face, but we have our spells like Friends and Charm Person should our natural assets fail. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment your opinions or suggestions for new builds. I hope all your 20s are natural, and see you next time.